Hey guys, what's going on? Jamie here. Just wanted to do a recap of the AMA that took place yesterday. We'll cover some new alpha. We'll talk a little bit about the new drip UI. You can see a little preview here. We'll take a quick look at that as well. So we'll jump into everything that was talked about in the AMA yesterday. Of course, it goes without saying that I am not a financial advisor. Never take anything I say as financial advice. If you are going to get into this or anything in the crypto space, do your own research and your own due diligence. Understand that there's risk involved. So you should only be putting in funds you can afford to lose. Okay. Also, follow me on Telegram. I will leave a link for that down below. If you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the little bell icon so you'll get notified straight away whenever I do a brand new video. So we'll go over some of these notes. Some of the notes I'll go over. Some of it I'll kind of bypass because I do want to hit the information on the do drip UI more than the DAO, things of that nature. But you can actually review this on your own. Shout out to Irene for putting these notes together. There's a lot of people in the community that, for whatever reason, maybe they have a job or a business or they have family stuff going on. They can't get on these AMAs live. And these notes are always good for people that, that aren't able to get on live for them to recap what's happening. So again, shout out to Irene for putting these things together. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. You can see here the pick, the front end here, the new UI, what it's going to look like. You can see the different tabs. It's a little bit blurry here, but you can kind of make it out. They have a tab for the swap, which is what we have right now for the current UI. Then there's a tab for the faucet. There's also a tab for the reservoir. Then there's going to be a separate tab here for the drip, drop, draw, the new contract that's going to be coming out that I believe is going to be doing some good things for the price of drip. It really does a lot to support the price of drip. It takes a lot of drip out of circulation. And again, people can participate in that and increase their position in the faucet. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. Win situation for people that are participating because they have the opportunity to increase their position in the faucet, and it's good overall for the community because again, it does take a lot of drip out of circulation, which is good for the price. And yeah, we'll talk about that more as we get closer to launch. It's just going to create a new utility for drip, which is pretty awesome. So as we get closer to the launch of this new UI and the launch of this contract, we'll talk about it a lot more. I did do a video recapping the white paper, so if you want to check that out, you can go into my channel. But again, I do believe it's going to be it's going to be a pretty awesome contract, and I think it's going to do a lot for drip as a whole. There's also a tab here for the garden. Then you can see the price of drip right here. You can see here the swap and cross chain bridge. So people are going to be able to use this. They don't have to go to any outside sites anymore. Cool thing about it is, from what I understand, for them, by them using it on the new UI, there will be a little fee, and that'll go back to the ecosystem. That's pretty cool. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into this. Again, you can review these notes on your own. I'm just going to highlight certain things. Some things I'll talk a little bit about. The other things I'll maybe bypass. But the swap and cross chain bridge says here, this is a quick preview of the swap and cross chain bridge that we've built. This will be on the drip and the animal farm UI. Allows people to bridge not only into drip but any asset they want, as long as the token they're swapping from and into is supported on the main DEX of the chain where we are supporting. We will create a cash flow as well when people are swapping into assets that are not our assets, and we could take a small fee. We can use that to support the platforms. This shows a glimpse of the nice design we've created for drip. If people are swapping or bridging into drip, they will have the ability to swap into liquid drip or faucet staked drip. If they decide to put the drip into staking, they have a 20% reduction in tax. So 88% deposit fee instead of 10%, and it incentivizes new capital to come in. So that's going to be pretty cool. Fiat on ramp again for the animal farm. It says here, I'm hoping, this is Forex speaking, it says, I'm hoping that on Thursday or Friday this week, the fiat on ramp will be put live on the animal farm site. So pretty soon, if not this week, probably by next week, we should see that on the animal farm. Here's some information on the DAO. Again, check this out on your own. I do want to spend a little more time on the drip UI. Piggy Plinko, this is another online gaming system that's coming. Again, this will probably launch before the new drip UI and the D3 game or the D3 contract. But this is Piggy Plinko says here, I want the testnet to go live next week. I'm talking to the team to see if that's still possible. Once the testnet is up, we can get the launch date up and really start the big promotional push. Um, the influencers will be able to start promoting via the testnet. This year, we have 35 gaming and gambling streamers ready to go. Our game designs are better than our competitors. Plus, there are more features and they are more gamified. So again, this game, if you're familiar with the Plinko game from back in the day, The Price is Right. I think they still have it. I haven't seen that show in years, but I think they still have it. But you remember that Plinko game, you'll be able to play that and you'll be able to win crypto also. So that's going to be pretty awesome. So yeah, this should be going live pretty soon. I'm hoping that they get this thing up and running. Just here, we will host a Piggy Plinko game on the Animal Farm site. First under the game section, and that game will always be on the Animal Farm site, and there's no downside to hosting it on there. But we will need to also host it on its own independent site so that people can come to the platform and play the games without intimidating them with all the DeFi stuff. That makes sense. On the gaming side, we will make reference to the Animal Farm site and how they can earn income from the games by staking on the Animal Farm. We have improved the physics system on Piggy Plinko to improve the way the token falls through the pyramid. So again, it'll be hosted on the Animal Farm site, but there'll also be a standalone site for it for people that, and it makes sense for people that, because again, it can be intimidating for people to come in and see all the stuff that's in the Animal Farm. There's a lot of stuff back there. Could be confusing. So they'll have a standalone site, it seems like, that people can jump on and play the game, and then we can back end them into the Animal Farm, little by little. So that'll be pretty cool. PCS V3, again, you can check this out for yourself. This here, the new staking essentially gives you an NFT that is the value of what you have added to the liquidity pool. Eventually, they are going to shut down the emissions on V2. Our goal is to be the first platform that supports PCS V3 farms and allows people to earn yields on their PCS V3 NFTs. So again, I want to come down here and talk a little bit more about the drip UI. This is what I'm waiting for. Again, I'm excited about the Plinko game, but this is what I'm waiting for here. It says, I couldn't get into this before, but I can now as I've had discussions. We hired a team to work with us to build out all the drip stuff, and we had a dev outline of 30 days plus 2 weeks prior to get on the same page. It was a front end guy, a designer, a back end guy, and a manager. I thought that setup would be perfect for what we need. The front end guy, back end guy, and the manager were awesome, and everything was done on time and done well. When it came to the design, we got it, and it did not look good, so we gave a ton of feedback. Gave him a couple of weeks to do better. We got it back, and it's not an implementation of our feedback. It was not going well. The thing is everything else was completed and they are a team. And then when we get this design that we cannot use, so I cannot continue working with him and having meetings, and time is going by and we still don't have a UI design we are happy with. So that's when I told the designer we need the design in a domain so I can go in there and make adjustments myself. So a couple of weeks go by and I still don't have the domain. It says here, so I've hired another team and I worked with that team and I spent 2 weeks giving them feedback and they have delivered a design that's so good. It's perfect. It's going to blow people away. The reason I couldn't talk much about it is I wanted to make sure everything we had from the other team was audited and tested, and we had it all. And I had to make sure the new team was going to be able to deliver that what we needed in a good time frame. Then I could talk to the team that wasn't delivering and square everything away with them. Now we have the best of both worlds. The back end and contract work the other team did is perfect, and we're going to use it. Now the new guys are going to implement the design, and they're going to work together to get everything working together. So here's alpha right here. On Friday, we should have a drip UI we can show a full walkthrough of. So I'm hoping I can do that. I believe that's this Friday, which is 2 days from now. So hopefully they'll have that up and running and he can walk us through that. Again, there's no really need to walk us through that. It's all pretty self-explanatory. It's a lot of the tabs are going to be very similar to what we see right now: the swap, the faucet, the reservoir. Of course, there's a new tab for the D3 game. We might have to do a walkthrough of that, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be that complicated. But hopefully they'll get that up and running, and they can get this ready to go after the launch of Plinko. The new dev team we have now are not drippers. They are investors in the space, and they know a lot about the project now. They're on board and passionate about drip. This, I feel very good about drip and where we are at. Yeah. So, again, as we get ready to launch this new UI, and we get closer to launching the D3 contract, we'll be talking a lot more about it. Again, it's going to do, for in my opinion, it's going to do a lot for the price. I'm referring to the D3 game right now, the D3 contract. And again, review it for yourself. But I think it's going to be good for the price. So we'll see what happens to the price. Right now, it's sitting at around 40 cents. Um, I'm not going to tell you if it's a good time or a bad time to get in. Do that research yourself. I know for the faucet, we've been in it now for 2 years. It's been operating as intended. There's been no changes to it. And even with the price where it is right now, we're still making a very, 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 very healthy 4 figures daily passively with just the faucet alone, not counting the animal farm. So all things considered, we are in a bear market. As we get closer and closer to moving into a bull market, and then all these things launch, we could see it take off. And even if it doesn't, if it stays where it is right now, we're still, like I said, the faucet is doing what it's supposed to be doing. We're making a passive income with it. And again, we've already maxed out several of our accounts. We have a couple of maxed out accounts that we're managing right now. And we're just going to keep doing what we're doing with the faucet. So, we'll see as these things roll out what happens to the ecosystem, but there's still a lot of roadmap to be had, as I've mentioned before. So again, what more can you ask from a team that has been performing? It hasn't been perfect, but that's business. But again, they're being as transparent as possible. They're innovating. They're evolving. They're creating new things for us. While the other things are, referring specifically to the faucet, while that thing is operating, and they're making adjustments to the UI. They're launching all these different games. So yeah, so far so good. Like I said, a lot of other devs over the last 2 years, that had ROI contracts like the faucet, they've fallen by the wayside, right? They've had issues with their contract. There's been rug pulls. There's been all sorts of things. This thing is still running, right? This thing is still operating. So again, what more can you ask for from a team, right? They're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. So with that being said, guys, if you want to check this out, I will leave some links down below. If you want to use my buddy address for the faucet, you're more than welcome to do that. And we'll keep on updating you on our journey with the Drip Network and the entire ecosystem. All right, guys, that's pretty much it, guys. Follow me on Telegram, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, do your own research and only put in what you can afford to lose. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next update video. Peace.